To start off my speech, I would like to ask you a question. What first comes to your mind when you hear the word love? Have you noticed that it really takes time for so many of us to recognize we have forgotten about self-love? But is that a problem? Is self-love that important? Through my talk today, I will take you on a journey about how the power of self-love could truly transform our life. First of all, what is self-love? It certainly doesn't mean prioritizing self-satisfaction and stop working hard anymore. Rather, it means understanding, accepting, and be proud of ourselves. Why is self-love important, you may ask? Well, when we understand ourselves, we can better manage our emotions, decisions, and reactions. Countless studies have shown that self-love is associated with happiness, successful, self-confidence, and healthy relationships, reduction of anxiety and depression. As we all know, since childhood, deep in our hearts, we seek for love. But as we all know too, most love in this world is unstable. No matter if it's a friend, sister, brother, or even your parents, everyone, anyone could walk by any time. Nonetheless, with self-love, you could be the one who firmly stands by yourself, no matter what. That's self-love. And this kind of love is harder to accomplish than you might think. According to Dr. Joe Rubino, his research study shows that 85% of our total populations suffers from low self-esteem, meaning that more than half of our populations doubt themselves more than trust and love themselves. Okay, that shouldn't be shocking. As a student, you probably feel like you weren't good enough when you receive a really low grade on your work. As a human being, when you fail to meet others' expectations or face social relationship challenges, most likely you'll feel small and disappointed. Hence, you try to change yourself into someone you may also not be familiar with. So I am a student who is willing to put effort into my work, but always gets the average grades. I felt it's all right with that, like at least before high school. But as soon as we attended 9th grade, everyone became crazy about GPA. And talking about it after test, recess, okay, just anytime and everywhere. I don't like that much, so I choose to stay silent and walk away. Until one college counseling session, I was informed that GPA is crucial for college applications. Finally, I start doubting myself. I look around the room, gazing at my peers. Many of them could get all A's and also plan their life with recreation and extracurricular activities. I thought to myself, why can't I achieve equally as them? Maybe I wasn't trying hard enough in academics and time management. I had to prove, at least to myself, that I could also be one of the best. So I decided to take a try and catch up with the top students. I constantly open YouTube and type in top 10 technique every student should know, how to get A+ every time, and time management tips from Harvard and Stanford students. I'm sure most of you here tonight have done the same thing at least once in your life. But that wasn't it for me. I also downloaded more than 30 apps and also try out every one of them. Still, I didn't stop. I also reached out to my academically successful friends and asked about their special learning technique. But wait, from what I've gathered, their methods really varied a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot. And some of them even messed up with my sleeping schedules. But no, they get good grades, so they couldn't be wrong. Just follow it, and finally you'll understand. So, armed with that much information, I started my special force crash course with exceeding confidence. I studied right after school until midnight and tried out every single technique I learned from them. I hired tutors for lessons, abandoning almost all my hobbies and activities, or else I wasn't trying hard enough. It was great, until it wasn't. 3 months passed. Despite my unremitting efforts, guess what? My GPA fell directly from 3.6 to about 2. Oh my gosh. Especially in math and French. At that moment, my world seemed to collapse. The process I underwent was deadly, and the result is even more heartbreaking. At that time, I just wanted to shout. I couldn't accept any part of myself. I can't accept that I was truly bad at math and French, and it was so time-consuming for me to understand the concept. I couldn't accept that I might just be dumber than my peers. I can't accept I was so sensitive, and I couldn't accept how disappointed I was in myself. Losing my way on something that's so simple to others. I hated only doing the work I was forced to do like a robot, even when I wanted the time for what I truly liked and thought were worth doing my whole life. But wait, what did I just say? The thing I truly want to do. The thing I want to do no matter where I go to this world. The thing I'm good at. The thing I enjoy, the thing I love, the thing that's made up who I am. That's when it hit me. Finally, when I stopped rushing to find the next solution and forced myself into overwork, I sat down under the sunshine and asked myself what I wanted the most. After all, I started to think, was that all my fault? Or is it just because their system didn't fit me that well? I mean, learning from others or trying new ways to live is cool and fantastic, but keep it in mind that there's the Emma technique, my technique, your technique. Don't assume it will be the worst compared to others. What fits you the best is the best, and that's what I've forgotten all the time. The story shouldn't stop here, right? So after adjusting my destination, I became more determined to focus on the thing I enjoy doing. For this new school year, I didn't choose any of the AP math courses and say goodbye to French. J'aime mon professeur at la couture, but sorry, it was just so hard. And I started a club. It aims to lead a group of students to explore themselves and hold meaningful activities on our community. It's certainly a challenge for me, but I'm learning and growing in the fastest speed that I ever experienced. I also took a course that gives me the chance to really start a business, although more than 10 people warned me that it may pay less in the grades. But thanks to my teacher, who reminded me that you need to follow your heart. Now I'm figuring out new stuff, online and offline, trying to make some money. It was so cool, and I do feel it's a great course to try out. Then I gave TEDx speaker a tryout, hoping to stand on the stage, trying to influence more people to seek for their own inner strength and self-love, and perhaps live a happier life. And I believe you all know how that ended up. We seem to forget something important. How about my GPA? After learning a bit from each learning technique tryout, I went back to build on my own ways of learning. And finally, my GPA bounced back. Let me share a quote with you. The curious paradox is that when I finally accept myself just as I am, then I can finally change. However, I do feel new challenges, like how to sleep enough, and I believe I will figure it out later. Whew. After experiencing the ups and downs, I often get the feelings that this world is playing tricks on me. My life is just like the business cycle theory. Like, yeah, macro and micro student, did you hear that? But when you pull into the long term, you will see a steadily upward slope. And sadly, if you really want to bring yourself down, you can always do it. If you only focus on those who are better than you in the areas you are struggling with, you'll always feel miserable, and you won't be objective. We need to admit that every life has its own limitations. Some we can change, and some we simply can't. Even you are at the top of your field. Can there be anyone who knows chess better than Einstein? Can there be someone who knows poetry better than Elon Musk? Absolutely. And also, when the sense of powerlessness starts to whisper in your ear again, just imagine if your best friend was crying and struggling in huge pain. Would you criticize them harshly, curse them that you're always a loser? No, you may not. Maybe you'll try to hug them or say some kind words to them. So that is one of the renowned practices of self-compassion, which by Dr. Kirsten, treating ourselves the same patience we do to our friends. As you see, it all depends on your perspective and attitude. The choice is always in your hand. We all make mistakes and experience misunderstanding in your life. Just gently tap yourself and say, it's okay. Everyone has times that they want to escape this world for a short while. You may feel sad and have regrets. That's normal. But haven't you tried to make every meaningful choice you could for yourself? You did. I know that. Even after walking through all the rumors, tiredness, self-doubt, and failures, you still choose to give yourself another chance. Actively learning and growing from the challenges and seeking the beauty of the world. So please, everyone, I want to say out loud to you, you are the best. Now, head back to the front. We're still walking towards our goal. We all have certain qualities and skills that set us apart. They are the things we like and we're good at. Whether it's excelling to get a high grade, running a business, being an expert in a sport, or having abstract qualities like creativity, leadership, stubbornness, logic, bravery, and kindness too. And by discovering and nurturing these advantages, we can use them to pursue our dreams with greater confidence and determination. There is a treasure deep within our beings, believe me. And on the way up, some people may stand by our side, while others may not. You may experience worldly success or failures, but no matter how uncertain the future is, always love yourself unconditionally. So just a reminder, don't hesitate to love yourself from today. I simply suggest when you are back home, stand in front of the mirror and use admiration to see your face and bodies. Before you sleep every night, recall 3 things that you like about yourself today. And there's more. To end this speech, remember, no matter who you are, what you have done, if you want, you're always worthy your own love. And I wish we could all be brave enough to understand, accept, and be proud of ourselves. This is the power of your love, my love, self-love. Thank you.